Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Could you explain John chapter 6, verse 65? Thank you. You're welcome. John chapter 6, by the way, a very long chapter of the Bible. Jesus is dealing with his disciples and those who've decided there's more important matters like taking care of their family or their crops and really who's in, who's not in. And there in John chapter 6, verse 65, Jesus makes a statement basically where he says that nobody comes to him unless the Father draws them. Now, this is one of those verses that at times, and there's others, that causes concern because does the Father only draw a certain amount, a certain few, a certain select ones? Who is this? I think this, as well as other verses, have to be kind of counterbalanced. In John chapter 12, verse 31, it says, I, speaking of himself, Jesus, if I be lifted up, I will, listen, draw all men unto myself. I think what Jesus has shown us in John chapter 6, verse 65, is that the only way that anybody is ever going to be saved from their sins is if the Father initiates it. He is the one. We, in our depraved state, we don't seek a desire. We don't seek salvation because we're carnal, we're lost, we're sheep, as the Bible describes us. It is the Father himself who sent his Son. Notice that humanity didn't cry for a Messiah. God sent the Messiah. But then there's that counterbalance of chapter 12 of John. If I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. You've got 1 Peter where it talks about God desires that all come unto repentance. So again, I think there's that counterbalance that yes, only the Father can draw us unto himself. But I think you see biblical evidence that the Father desires all of us to come to repentance. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.